The multiverse in crisis after Gwen's team failed to save Miles and Across the Spider-Verse. The multiverse is destabilizing. Portals glitch. Canon events begin to collapse across worlds. The Spider Society is disbanded, with Miguel O'Hara going rogue. Miles Morales is trapped in Earth 42, where he is the Prowler and there's no Spider-Man. Meanwhile, the original Miles, our hero, must survive in a world where he's the villain. Miles vs. Miles, the Prowler version of Miles Earth 42, confronts our Miles, thinking he's a spy or invader. But there's hesitation. Earth 42 Miles is haunted by his father's death and unclear loyalties. Our Miles appeals to his better nature, insisting he doesn't have to be a villain. The two engage in a brutal cat-and-mouse chase, highlighting their similarities and core differences. Meanwhile, our Miles tries to find a way back to his own universe. Gwen's guilt, Gwen Stacy assembles a new team of allies: Peter B. Parker, Spider-Punk, Spider-Man India, Paviter, and Spider-Bite. She blames herself for not trusting Miles. They build a multiversal tracker to locate him, but it's not stable. Every use weakens the barrier between dimensions. Time is running out. Miguel's mission, Miguel O'Hara, convinced that preserving canon events is essential, begins deleting corrupted timelines. He's more determined than ever to stop Miles from altering his canon death. His father, Jefferson Davis, is supposed to die. Miguel warns, if he lives, the multiverse dies, but not everyone agrees with Miguel anymore. Peter B. Parker's dilemma. Peter struggles with loyalty to the Spider Society or to Miles. He sees his daughter, Mayday, growing up in a broken multiverse. He wonders, does the canon even matter anymore? Peter secretly disables one of Miguel's quantum stabilizers. Earth 42 Uprising. Miles, our hero, helps spark rebellion in Earth 42, which is under rule by crime syndicates. He sees firsthand what a world without Spider-Man becomes. The Prowler, Earth 42 Miles, is shaken by his mother's suffering and begins to question his allegiance. Together, they save a family from a gang, marking a turning point for Prowler Miles. Spot's return. The Spot, now nearly omnipotent, begins consuming entire universes. He no longer speaks, he just destroys. He heads to Earth 1610, our Miles' world, to eliminate Jefferson Davis himself. His goal, to end the original event that created the chain of anomalies. Gwen and the team realize what he's planning too late. Gwen arrives in Earth 42. Gwen finally locates Miles and jumps into Earth 42. She's shocked to meet Prowler Miles. There's tension between them, especially when Gwen sees how close they are. She convinces both Mileses to work together to get home. They form an uneasy alliance. Return to Earth 1610, the trio, Miles, Gwen, and Earth 42 Miles, return to Earth 1610 through a collapsing portal. Lovco. They arrive as the Spot begins his final assault on Jefferson Davis. A multiverse-warped battle begins on the Brooklyn Bridge. Dozens of Spider people arrive to help, but canon events begin to unravel. The canon event Spot attempts to kill Jefferson as a canon point. Miles chooses to break fate. He saves his father at the last second. This causes a canon shockwave across all universes. Reality begins to collapse, but the Spot is weakened by the paradox. The multiverse core. Peter B. Parker reveals that the multiverse core, the central axis of all timelines, is starting to fracture. They must reboot the system or all universes will merge chaotically. Spider-Bite and Hobie help hack the core's interface, but only a version of Miles can enter safely. There's just one problem. Which one? Miles' identity test. Miles and Earth 42 Miles face the core's security test. Psychological projections of their fears. Our Miles confronts his imposter syndrome. Do I deserve to be Spider-Man? Prowler Miles sees a vision of his mom dying because of his choices. Both emerge changed, but only one can continue. Earth 42 Miles redeems himself in a surprise move. Earth 42 Miles sacrifices himself to stabilize the core, choosing heroism over vengeance. He leaves behind a message. I be the Spider-Man for both of us. The core begins to reboot. Balance returns. Temporarily. The Spot's final stand. The weakened Spot returns for one final attack. He attempts to merge himself with the multiverse core. Miles battles him across collapsing realities, each styled in different animation formats. He uses empathy, not just punches, to defeat the Spot, reminding him of who he once was. The spot disintegrates into ink and silence. Miguel's redemption arc Miguel arrives late, expecting disaster. Instead, he sees Miles saved his universe without destroying everything. Humbled, Miguel helps fully stabilize the core. He tells Miles, "You're not an anomaly, you're the blueprint." He agrees to rebuild the Spider Society with new rules. A new beginning, Jefferson Davis survives. Miles returns home, hugs his parents, and tells them everything. Rio tells him a being Spider-Man doesn't make you special. Choosing to be does. Brooklyn feels real again. But Miles senses the multiverse is still fragile. Gwen's band reunites. Gwen forms a new Spider band of rebels who will protect the multiverse outside of canon law. Members include Pavatar, Spider-Ham, Penny Parker, Noir, and even Spider-Man T-Rex. She and Miles share a final moment on a rooftop. They part ways, but promise to meet again. The new Prowler in Earth 42, someone new dons the Prowler mask. But this time, it's not about fear, it's about protection. Uncle Aaron trains the next generation with justice, not revenge. The tagline, "A world without Spider-Man can still have heroes." The Spider-Verse lives on back in the Spider Society. Miguel, Spider-Bite, and Peter B start restoring timelines. A multiversal map now shows emerging spider totems and new universes, including one where Gwen is Spider-Woman and MJ is her partner. Hope returns. Post-credits scene the loom of fate. A mysterious figure watches from an ancient cosmic loom. Madame Web mutters, "But the web has been pulled, but something darker stirs." Suddenly, strands begin to fray. The next threat isn't canon, it's chaos itself. To be continued